Alright, we are down in the crawl space. All the construction has been finished. My husband has been hard at work at putting these shelves together. He did all the construction on this as well. So I am just so very excited about this, and he is so very excited to be done with it. So we are going to get it all cleaned up today. There has been, oh my gosh, a couple of months worth of construction down here. So I've let it have about a week for the dust to settle, and I'm hoping that that will take care of most of it. As you can see, the space is 8 by 16, and I have some headroom issues on this side. But for the most part, it is 6 feet tall down here. These shelves are 6 feet. I've got about an inch. So my husband can stand up and walk around here, although he bumps his head more than I do on a couple of other little spots. So this row of 3 shelves over on the right hand side, these are going to be all of my home canning. So I'm hoping I'll have room for everything. I know I'll have room for everything I can, and then I'm hoping I have room for all of my extra jars as well. Keep them down here. So then this will be my shelf for back stock for grocery store items, and I think that's going to be plenty of space for that. This is the side I'm really looking forward to. And then I wanted to show you that I put it along this edge so that I can come around to the back side. I know this is a little more difficult to see, but I want to be able to load it from the back. So I think that is going to be really handy. I've never had circumstances where I could do that. There was always a back to the pantry shelf or a back to the closet shelf or whatever. So I'm hoping that's going to be good. I have ordered some bungees. What do you call those things? Bungee cords. I've ordered some bungee cords to go across here. As far as I know, we're not too close to any earthquake faults. I think there's one running through Memphis, but I'm a good few hours from there. So we'll see. But it will make me feel better if I'm loading from the back to know that I'm not going to push something off the front. That would just be a disaster. So anyway, here we go. There's a lot of cleanup to be done. So I'm going to get vacuuming and dusting and wiping everything down. So even though my husband had done a good cleaning before he started putting up these shelves, it was still a mess from all of the construction dust floating around in the air. So I gave the floor a good vacuuming and a mopping. Heck, I even vacuumed the ceiling. So now I'm wiping down the shelves. They're covered in dust. I do know that because this is a construction zone, has been for the past couple of months, that I'm going to continue to fight the dust for a while. But hopefully at some point it'll slow down and I can just come in and do a little Mary Poppins dusting on my jars every now and then. So let's get on with it. Got rid of all the dust. Thank heavens I took my Claritin before I came down here. And there were a couple of spider webs, not really webs, but more, those little hanging things. No spiders that I saw, but they're now, whatever was there is now in the shop vac, where it belongs. All right, let's talk about these shelving units for a minute. This one in the back, against the back wall, is how it is designed. See, there are 5 shelves. I believe they are 6 feet tall, maybe 6 feet, maybe just shy of 6 feet. And they are 48 inches wide and 24 inches deep. Each shelf in this configuration can hold 200 pounds, and the entire unit can hold 1,000 pounds. So clearly I'm going to be okay there. Then I want you to see these. I have bought an extra shelving unit and cannibalized its shelves so that I could have more shelves in here. So I have 7 shelves on these. And you see I lowered that top shelf so I could have storage up there as well. Little OCD part of me kind of really wants it to have a top, but it doesn't. So I imagine I'll need the space at some point, if not immediately. And then this one is the same shelf, split into 2 pieces, and I had to take one of its shelves. So it would normally have a bottom shelf on one of these units. So far I am very impressed with these. They're very sturdy. They feel good. This is a board of some type with like a laminate coating. So I imagine it's just press board. But I think it's going to be great. And I'm going to start bringing some jars down. I'm going to, I think, start piling them on these two shelves here and on this one back here, so I can try to get a feel for how many I have. That's a little scary, but we'll see. All right, so now we're going to start bringing down the boxes. Bless my husband's heart, he helps me with this. It was a bit like a treasure hunt. In Atlanta, I had tons of storage in my kitchen. Here, I have very little storage. So it's been quite the challenge to find places to put all of this. I knew we needed the food because we go through about 750 jars a year. So I ended up with food in my husband's closet. It's in what little storage I have in the kitchen. It's in the pieces of furniture in the living room and the dining room. It's in my office closet. Heck, it's everywhere. So I am so glad to get it down here where I can see exactly what I have, because I don't have a good count. You know, everything I've been doing in terms of counting has really just been an estimate for quite some time because, you know, who knows? So I will confess during this that I found at least two more cases of items that came with us from Atlanta. So those are dated 2020. Everything else is new. Most of it's been done this year. In 2021, we had our house in Atlanta on the market, and we were moving and we were doing some work here. And I hadn't had a summer garden because we got down here too late. So I didn't do a lot of canning until the very end of 2021. So we will put those 2020 jars on the front of the shelves and work through those as quickly as we can, and then we'll be on to everything I've canned in 2022. All right, so this is just about all of it. Down here, I do have a few batches of things that I've just recently canned that I still need to wash the jars and label. So this is going to be a lot. We normally go through about 750 jars a year. It's just the two of us, but keep in mind the vast majority of these are pints and half pints rather than the quarts we see with larger families. So we'll see. I'm going to start getting some up. Talk for a minute about my plan for these shelves. You'll notice all my little sticky notes there. I think that, barring that very top shelf, the next shelf down is going to be my condiments. And then below that, I'll have fruits and vegetables. Below that, I'm hoping I have 2 shelves worth of meats, but we'll see about that. And then the bottom shelf will be broth and meals in jars. And that you'll notice that I am front loading these because I want to be able to pull the older jars from the front and load the newer jars from the back. And hopefully I'm not ever again going to have any more of these little surprises of finding things that have been lost for a couple of years. So I think that this is going to work well for me, and I'm very happy to have it set up this way. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, there's a lot more that I have to get up on the shelves, but I'm going to leave you here today, and I'll see you in about a week, and we'll do a full pantry tour, and I'll go through and show you what I've made, what I want to make more of, and kind of where we are headed into the pantry challenge for January. So I will see you next time. Thank you for being here. Come back and see me.